Well, you
No
can
hanging on, Rick. Fuck you.
It's okay. Just go.
You know, it always starts with a goddamn clusterfuck. And we're back.
Remember, everyone, go hang a salami on a lasagna hog as a palindrome. I can't even say the words.
You got to say it again. That was fucked up.
I said salami. Salami mommy. What's up, my salami mommies? Go hang a salami, I'm a lasagna hog, is a palindrome. Forwards and backwards, it's the same.
Use that any way you want.
And salami mommies. Forward or backwards, flip them back, it's still a salami mommy. From the back or the front.
Well, welcome into
Anyway.
Brain Void here. This is the crew again. Big Zeke, Zach, and Rick. So Big Zeke and Zach are one person, by the way. I know I said that like there were two of them.
Well, there's four of us. One of them is my I'm schizophrenic. It's my alternate.
Yeah. Well, so we got some interesting things that we want to talk about today. But first, how you guys doing? It's been 2 weeks, I think, right? So
It's been a hot minute. I'm alive, and I can't talk so very good no more. And yeah, I don't know. I'm doing summertime. I'm doing summertime. I don't really have anything cool to say because I don't do cool stuff, but it's bright outside, sunny, so it's
Sure.
cool.
Sure.
Just eating some salami, dude.
Yeah. It's been more of a lukewarm minute for me. Nothing new to report. I'm still alive. That's good. You know, world keeps on spinning.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys are both here. Welcome back in. I had a rough couple of days here. So, and if you listen to the other podcast, which, check it out because you're probably, this one's here there too. But if we, anyway, so I ordered flooring from Menards and the
You
fucking,
can save big money at Menards, I hear.
Hey, it's Menards too.
we actually did save big money. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was 50% off. So instead of $16,000, we only spent like $8,500. So we got that going for us. But so Kaylee and I, my girlfriend, she bought it. I shouldn't say we. It was her. So she got flooring because I suggested not to. But anyway,
We already have a floor.
yeah, like it's perfectly
Oh, you
fine.
need more.
There's only a chalk outline of that gentleman. No, so we got this flooring, and we're really excited about it because it's going to match everything. We don't have to deal with this fucking mix match floor anymore. And but FedEx delivers it to us on, I think it was Monday, so that was 2 days ago. Delivers it on Monday, and Kaylee's the only one home. She took the day off because we had a plumber coming too. She gets down the stairs because she sees the FedEx guy, and she goes, "Hey, man, you're the delivery guy with the equipment. Do you mind not dropping it off at the end of the driveway and maybe coming up to the garage, backing up the truck and putting it like near or in the garage with the equipment you brought?" He goes, "It's too steep," and it's not. They tell you a lot of things. I see a lot of steep hills. This one is not steep, but it was not a steep hill. And he goes, "Oh, and I don't want to hurt my back." So what he does as an alternate is, first of all, he brought the wrong equipment. I should probably say that too. He did bring the wrong equipment. I know they tell you, "Hey, you got 1,200 pounds of flooring here, but you should probably bring the right jack." And the guy was like, "Nah, I'll do it with an 800-pound jack." So he brought the wrong thing, and he put a dent in the road with it. Good. And then he dropped 2 pallets off at the end of the driveway and blocked the driveway. So we had a plumber trying to come in and out. And then he also put the 3rd pallet in the middle of the road and left.
Macaroni and fuck it.
That's a pro gamer move, dude. His goals are beyond your comprehension, man.
And I don't want to be ageist, but Kaylee said he was an older gentleman. But I'm thinking, dude, you got to be able to do at least the fucking minimum. They say all they got to do is put it over the threshold of the property line. He didn't do that. So Kaylee's pissed off. She's calling FedEx like, hey, your driver's dropped off 1,200 pounds of fucking flooring in the middle of the road. And, I don't have anything to bring it into the house. So what happens is the FedEx driver lady goes, well, they have the discretion to deem if it's not safe enough for them, they don't have to bring it up. Sure, whatever, right? You don't want to be in a precarious position.
Sure.
But also, you kind of fucked us over a little bit because we got nothing to do with 3 pallets, mind you. I don't have a fucking forklift, dude. I work in HR. I got nothing. I got soft hands. I'm a carpet walker. I put moisturizer on. I don't look like a fucking So
Eric's moist. You heard it here first.
Man,
moist boy.
I cut my nails. So what happens is she exhausts all these options. She asks her parents. She asks her cousins, neighbors, uncles, bears, oh my, and they all say we can't. It's a Monday. We're all at work. You live an hour away. This isn't happening. So what she does, and which is really nice, she reached out to the community page that we're in the town that we moved into, and about 6 people replied, and a bunch of people replied to it. Said this is bullshit. Sorry, we can't help. Whatever. You got to call the company. She gets 6 people to come over. One 9-month pregnant woman helps
Holy
bring
shit.
up fucking the flooring, and we got 6 teenage boys and another older lady. So 4 teenage boys and 2 women. That's what happened. So they bring it up. They're fucking hiking it over the shoulder, like just real men about it.
You should
Something I can do.
Created a line of people and just handed it off like buckets of water, like what firemen used to do.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
That was fun.
But they brought it. So they brought it up. They got it all done. It's all in the garage. So shout out to you guys if you ever listen ever. But you're not. It's rural.
Cheers.
What's a podcast? No. Is that where I put my grandpa in a sturdy cast? No. So it's I shouldn't make fun of him. I live here. What am I doing? Moving forward. Thank you. So they get all the flooring inside the thing. We have 3 pallets now that we can use, but it's the principle. We spent $900 for shipping and delivery. So
yeah, dude. It's it's like I don't know, it's fucking goofy that you get like a 9-month pregnant lady to come do something and like it's not what she's paid to do, and this fucking like absolute clown shoes guy just fucking leaves shit in the middle of the road. Like I'd be so triggered if like I ordered something from the internet and then they just left it in the street. Like even if it was just like something small, like they're like, I don't know, this guy ordered a fucking Xbox from the internet and it's small, but I don't want to walk that far, so I'm just gonna leave it in the road where cars drive. Dude, it's in the street. I can see it.
Dude,
For listeners, it's in the street.
It's in the street.
My driveway is a fucking mile long, and my delivery people are always like bringing it all the way up and hiking the heavy ass shit sometimes that I order and setting it in front of my fucking door. Like the excuse that he uses is kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's absolute bullshit. You gotta be prepared for the job. Don't bring an 800-pound jack to a 1,200-pound job.
Yeah, man. Or fucking like maybe fucking talk to FedEx. Say, hey, I need another guy here. Don't just fucking leave it in the middle of the goddamn road. But also, I want to say, I'm 96-year-old. I'm a 96-year-old man living in rural Montana. I have a rotary phone. I hate Facebook. That's how the government knows where I am. I ordered new flooring because the missus died and I got an influx of cashish, and I've always wanted a fucking stone floor. I can't handle that shit. They drop it off at the end of the driveway. I'm fucked. It's staying there till I die. There's no fucking chance that floor is getting into that house with me. I don't know anybody in Montana. I'm the last living fucking heir. Everyone I know is dead. I'm 96 years old. I'm a goblin. That's the last fucking. That's. I look in a mirror and I get scared. Nobody's going to be able to help me. What now, FedEx? But if you ever choose to sponsor the podcast, I'm sure we can forgive you.
The only thing that happens now is the dude can't get out of his fucking driveway.
You gotta driveway. Fucking starve a man to death.
You know, I want to say though, instead of ordering floors, I have an alternate plan. This would have been much cheaper. So my mom taught me when I was really young that like I could wear whatever shirt I wanted as long as I was wearing jeans because everything matches jeans. So if you just wanted your floor to match everything else, didn't you consider like covering your floor in jeans? But it'll match everything then.
Dude, I brought that up. Didn't fly. They don't see it our way.
Oh, that's messed up, dude. You got it. I mean, because you could have the drapes could have been jeans. Like your blinds could have been made out of jeans. It would
Man,
have been cool. Like
yeah.
like those bead doors. You could have just like cut up some jeans.
Pants.
This little like bead door, but it's just like torn up jeans.
Yeah.
Jean house. Jeans house.
The light switches can be the zippers.
Yeah, there you go. You can upcycle the zippers into light switches.
Damn.
It sounds very sustainable. I think
Yeah.
denim grows on trees, right? Denim tree. It's like the bark, they just pull the bark off and sew it into jeans.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So
I know a lot about pants.
yeah, man, jeans are underrated. I mean, except I'm wearing jeans right now and I look like a light bulb because they're like tiny fucking like they come down to like a point to the ankle, you know?
They skinny jeans? Are you wearing skinny jeans? You can just say it. It's fine.
See, the thing is, I bought them at Marshall, so I have no idea if they're skinny
Okay.
jeans or not.
Are they really skinny? Like when you
Well,
look at them?
they weren't when I bought them. I think I grew into them.
Yeah. The goddamn pants keep getting smaller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
government.
So anyway, so that's my story about FedEx and Menards, but we are in process. I mean, we did complain. We were Karens a little bit because this actually pissed me off. What if the lady fucking bent over, grabbed a piece of flooring, and all of a sudden a kid shot out of her? Like, isn't that kind of a liability? She's 9.
Like,
I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, for
9
you,
months
dude.
pregnant. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Or you put the fucking wood in the goddamn street and a car hits it.
Well, that's a problem. I mean, kind of like FedEx built a wall and made you pay for it, dude.
Yeah.
You got trumped.
Fucking
You got Donald Trump in your own house.
damn. I guess
Why
I
you
never
gotta
thought
break
about it like
balls?
that.
FedEx is just a far right organization. It's been right under our nose this whole time.
Dude, it's crazy. Do you know they have an arrow in their name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
right there.
Crazy. So anyway,
It's like you can see it if you look. Some real nifty designer thought of that a long time ago.
no, so that's my story. I had to get it out of there again. So if you listen to the other podcast too, you're gonna hear it twice. But that's just how mad I am. I'm mad 2 times. I doubled it and gave it to you. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about today is something that I heard in passing. I heard it in passing today on my way home that Kim Kardashian and Tom Brady are hitting it off as a potential couple. Have you guys heard this? Have you seen this at all?
Comeback story.
Yeah, I saw Kim Kardashian's video. It is a comeback story.
Well, if you
Eric doesn't get the reference.
yes, I do. It's from Parks and Rec.
Yep.
Yeah, but Kim Kardashian made one too. To be fair, I didn't see that one. I didn't watch that one.
No, so that's the thing. I swear to God, every chance this universe gets,
Again.
I'm gonna do it. Every
Trains left the station, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, reeling it back. No, I just
Rick's
think
gonna
like
piss his whole ass. We're losing him. He's gonna puke.
all right. No, I'm just thinking every time this you think this world is gonna get crazier and crazier and crazier. The best quarterback of our generation is dating the what would you call her? The leading
Loose end.
yeah,
Kanye West X.
yeah. Robert Kardashian. No, who is it? Who's the lawyer? Is that Robert?
Dude, I don't know anything about
I
that
don't know
family.
anything.
I actively avoid that name.
I think
I
it was
don't hear
Robert.
shit about fuck.
Or is that the brother? Maybe it's Robert Jr. Anyways, Robert Kardashian's daughter is dating Tom Brady. Dude, that's like fucking, I don't know, Ben Shapiro's cousin dating Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a right winger. He should date. He should date Ben Shapiro's sister.
Ooh,
I
Yep.
think that'd be a good one.
yeah,
I think we should set those two up. Tom Brady's like, yeah, yeah, he's a closet little right wingy boy.
yeah, dude. He kisses his kids on the lips.
Isn't that the most fucked up thing? Like, I don't know, man. I've never kissed my dad on the mouth, and I don't think I would.
With
I don't
like
think I'm interested
tongue.
in that. I mean, I don't know, but it's on the mouth.
It's
You
on the
kiss your
mouth,
dad on the
and
mouth?
he says, "Come here." He says, "Come." Well, he's
There you-
getting a massage. He comes here, and
Yeah.
he fucking the kid just goes. That's what the kid does, and they're
Kiss him
just
right on the
everyone's
mouth.
okay with it. Everyone is okay with it.
I don't know if the
Yep.
kid's okay with it. He's gonna have some like we're gonna hear about that kid in another like 10 years. Kid's gonna have some trauma. Like I don't want to shame people for how they like show affection to their family, but like I don't know, man. It's fucked up. It's
Yeah,
fucking weird.
I haven't hugged my
Uh,
dad
to,
ever.
to be honest, like
I don't even look at mine.
I don't know mine. Wait. Uh,
Mine left to get milk 10 years ago. He ain't come back yet.
um, no. To be honest, I couldn't tell you who Tom Brady's wife was.
Giselle.
Gazelle.
Giselle, I remember her.
He
She was a model.
fucking
She was like a
antelope.
model.
Jesus.
Giselle Bundchen or something like that. It was very European.
Very German.
I know
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
Card Kardashian.
she was a model and he gave up his entire family for like a really shitty season of football to
Okay,
play like
Nailed it.
absolute dog shit in his last year.
I just want to say this though. Could you imagine if the roles were reversed? And I don't want to sound like a fucking white guy with a
Giselle
podcast.
played football. Dude, a linebacker would destroy Giselle. She was really small.
No, I mean career wise. Like, hey Tom, um, I don't want you to go do your career anymore because you've had enough. I know you've had enough. It's my decision, not yours. You got to be home with the kids and me. Could you imagine if that was a woman though? If that was fucking Tom Brady saying, "Hey, Giselle, stop what you're doing in your career, and you have to stop right now, and you have to come stay at the home with the kids because you, in my mind, haven't spent enough time with them." Isn't that kind of fucked up a little bit?
I think it's
No,
fair. I mean,
I think
Tom
it's
Brady
fair.
spent like. Here's the thing: is like when you have kids, like, and as far as I don't know, Giselle probably like owned stock in company. Like she probably did stuff, right? I don't know anything about her, but like I think there's a time when you are a 45-year-old man playing football, that like maybe it's time to hang it up. And maybe there is a conversation to be had about like maybe you should stop working. Because like, I mean, think about it this way though,
It's
like think about like your parents. Like, let's say your mom is done working, but your dad continues to work and your dad's like 70, because 45 in football years is basically 70, right? So your dad's 70 and your mom goes, "Hey, like I want to take some vacations and shit, but you're never home because you're too busy like doing this stupid stuff that you do at work all day." Like I think it's fair for her to say that. It'd be like, "Hey, bitch, like this is kind of wild. Like come home and kiss your kid on the mouth once in a while."
right.
So I
And
would
give him
agree
some
with
tongue. Act like you mean it.
I would agree
Fuck
with
it.
you from yeah, from that exact standpoint. But at the end of the day, it's his decision, right? Like I'm not ready. I want to play another game. I want to do this, and so for her to be like, okay, well then I'm done with you forever, and I'm going to date somebody else and split up this family because you're 45, but the average age of retirement is 65. Like you're still going to retire at least
Not in
15
football,
years,
man.
at
I
least
mean, in
15
football,
years
he was
before.
a dinosaur.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like you should even consider yourself lucky that that's even an option. So if he wants to push it out 1 or 2 more years, like you're still going to get 18 more years of like what other people still have to work until they're fucking dead, basically.
I mean, I
Right.
wonder though, like a chicken or the egg thing, right? Like, was there a rift first, and then Tom Brady was like, "Well, if this is gonna fall apart, I'm just gonna go play football for like another year, and I'm just gonna play a shitty season of football, and the Buccaneers are gonna attract all sorts of talent because everyone thinks they're gonna get a ring, and then I'm gonna play asshole level football. I think I'm gonna play JV League bullshit for my last year and like tarnish my fucking legacy as the greatest. Go out on the bottom, baby.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure there's nuance there too. I'm just saying it's kind of interesting to think about. But yeah, so him and Kim Kardashian are an item. So there's that.
There's there's a lot of stuff like I haven't seen that, but yeah, there's a lot of celebrity gossipy stuff going around. I mean, I guess in my world for a while it was Fernando Alonso and Taylor Swift. That was a fun few weeks. Formula One driver Fernando Alonso, the Dark Lord of Formula One, and now it's Lewis Hamilton, eight-time world champion. Fuck any of you Max fans, and Shakira. So
Mm.
that's been fun.
Yeah, I hear Lewis Hamilton's pretty good, but doesn't he get like all the best sponsors and the best car and the best that?
So Mercedes has been absolutely dominant for like a lot of years, but he did win in like a pretty mad level McLaren car early on in his career, and then I mean, yeah, Mercedes was absolutely dominant for a lot of years. But at the end of the day, man, you don't just go out and win seven championship. Well, it should have been eight. Fuck you, Max fans. Uh, eight world champions, while being a bad driver. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a certain level of something there in that guy. So I'm hoping to see him return to form like this year or next year. Mercedes car is almost there. I'm a believer.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I don't know. There's a yeah. So I guess where I was gonna go with this too is even just the thought that those two people I never would have thought even knew each other. Obviously, they're both celebrities, but there's that. I don't want to spend too much time on the celebrity aspect because I'm not obsessed or anything. But it just blows my mind the level of like almost like boredom it seems that these people are having. I mean, you look at like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, right? How they're fucking, you know, Zach. I mean, you said it earlier. Wanted to compare wieners, so um, not metaphorically or not figuratively,
Yeah,
literally.
literally, for real, for real. Which okay, we did this last time. Let's go around the table. Who wins? Who wins the literal dick measuring contest?
Zuck boy. There's no way.
Suck.
I have to agree.
I
Partially,
think
a big part of it, I think,
I
is
think
Zuckerberg skinnier.
Yep.
right. I was going to say I think the fridge bill doesn't do Elon any favors.
He's got that big overhang where the fucking compressor is stored. So
Right.
he's just he's built a little wonky. It doesn't all show.
Yeah, that was my first thought process too, but also just the fact that he's the one that suggested it. Usually,
This time I get to pick where the base is.
the bark is usually bigger than the bite when it comes to people
It,
being, oh yeah, well whip it out, pussy, things like that. And then when they do, they're like, well, now you're gay. Like what? Things like that.
that would no, that would have 100%. That sounds like an Elon Musk thing to be like, "Ha, well, he showed me his, and I didn't show mine back. So now, guess what?
Yeah.
Even though
69
I
420.
suggested it,
Ha ha ha.
yeah." That's kind of a Zuck laugh, the weird alien guy laugh, like the laugh that he doesn't quite know what laughing is because he just got here, like to Earth. I did see though, dude. Okay, like I know they're not gonna fight, but like I saw a picture of Zuck training with a couple of like big time UFC fighters. Like one of them was Adesanya, style bender. Like I don't know, man. Like if you're training with like it's kind of like me trying to get up shots with LeBron. It's like if you're getting coached by those people, it's like you're gonna learn a damn thing. And like he's ready to fight a 1950s fridge, but it's not gonna happen. So so we don't get to see. I wanted think about it. It would have been like the Coliseum but reversed, right? Before it was like all these rich people watching poor people fight for entertainment, but now the poor people could have watched the rich people fight for entertainment,
How the
and that would have
turns
been
tabled.
fun. Ah, the turntables have turned.
Yeah.
Spin me right round, baby, right round, like a table.
Well, so I don't
Like a
know.
James Hetfield.
Some call me the voice of a generation.
So I would say that Zuckerberg probably has a bigger wiener. However, I think speaking of the 1950s fridge, like he's got to pack a punch, right? Like you just know he is.
Who?
Musk.
No.
Oh yeah.
No, that
He's built
fucker
like Dr. Eggman from
that
Sonic.
fucker punches like he's swatting at a mosquito. I promise.
Yeah, but he's got that, he's
No,
got that.
he could fall on you and do some damage, but that doesn't mean he can punch. Dude has probably never thrown a punch in his life.
Well,
No, he never had to.
All right. Well, yeah, that's fair. Zuckerberg. I mean, he went to school in what? Harvard? At Harvard. So
I
that's
think
like
he
on the East
dropped out,
Coast.
but I think it was Harvard or so. It was an Ivy League school.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just thinking of Jesse Eisenberg because he played him in The Social Network. I just can't imagine
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg throwing a punch. I just can't.
Right, but that's not
I
Zuck.
know.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Zuck does blowjob jitsu. We talked about this. He does
Right.
BJJ.
That's right. No.
So he
Um,
knows how to grapple with a man.
it's kind of interesting though. If another thing I heard on a podcast on my way home too is that like these folks in UFC or like these people that are starting to fight, I don't know if it's like because their careers at a certain point or they need money or whatever it is, but they still have enough celebrity status to get to fill the seats, but it's not going to be a good fight. So like I'm thinking what was mentioned was Adrian Peterson and Le'Veon Bell. They boxed, right? Like what was that,
Yeah,
a
that
couple
was
of years ago?
funny. Yeah.
And it was like, what are you guys doing? One of you's a fucking dinosaur, like you guys say, for the NFL, and the other one's could still play. So it's like, what are we doing here? Or then you have
Yeah,
like,
I think you
yep,
need money at some point. Like, well, AP was fucking broke. He has 600 kids, like from
yeah, I know,
40 different people, and like can't pay his goddamn bills. So of course he's just gonna take anything. We're gonna see him do some goofy shit for money the rest of his life, and it's
yeah.
really sad.
It is sad because the fucker made a shitload of money with the Vikings, and then a shitload of money with the Saints, and then and the Lions and everything. And then you have
Yeah.
um like even YouTube stars like Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Those guys are becoming like just freak athletes all of a sudden, selling some fucking prime drink that tastes like sour cream in a wet can, and they're getting sued now for it. And yeah, have you guys heard that they are getting not sued, but they're getting investigated by the FDA because a lot of children are stumbling across this prime drink, and it's because one of them's for hydration, has no caffeine in it, the other one has all of the caffeine in it. So you can understand why kids are confused because of the bright colors and whatnot. But yeah, they're being investigated right now because apparently um, caffeine. No, wait, no, I'm thinking of the other thing. But yeah, so they're being investigated by the FDA.
People shouldn't buy any of that, either of their products, like ever. Like, don't invest in
Yeah.
them. Don't buy any. Like, they're gonna fucking rip you off. That's what they do. That's how they make their money. That's how they've only ever made their money, is by ripping people off. Look
And
at like,
Disney Channel. They were on Disney Channel.
okay,
True. Yeah, but
then,
even
then they saw how Disney worked.
well, that's the
Hey,
thing. That's the thing, though, too, is like, yeah, like we should all know by now, and we don't. And I'm very much a victim of it too. That celebrity endorsements are lazy, and if they have their own product, they're probably not taking it. Like Joe Rogan doesn't take Alpha Brain. Fucking uh, Logan and Jake Paul don't drink Prime drink.
no, they
Yeah.
take steroids. That's how they got fucking ripped to do the fucking
Yeah,
shit.
and they're just
I
spoiled
wish I was
bastards.
rich enough. Dude, it's like, but I can experience, I can like speak kind of firsthand to it. So I know. Okay, by the way, I knew we were going to talk about this, of course. So, like, I was at the grocery store at a convenience store earlier today, buying energy drinks for myself because I slept for like 3 hours last night, and I almost bought a Prime to drink here because I thought it'd be funny.
Yeah,
I was very close, but I bought Rain instead. Rain energy drinks are where it's at. Um,
I agree.
I love those. But yeah, like so my like nephew or whatever. I don't remember. We were up there for Christmas or something. We were hanging out, and he's obsessed with like the hydration y prime drink or whatever.
Yep.
And he was talking about how like it's good or whatever. Like, oh, it's great, like it's really good for you or whatever. And I'm like, it's not. I'm like, it's Gatorade, but this has less like stuff in it than Gatorade, right? It has less like all the electrolytes, like the ingredients list is almost the same, but it's like just like completely underdosed. No surprise, right? Like it's 99% water and then it's just bright colors. And he's like, "No, no, no, it's better than Gatorade." And I'm like,
Wow.
"You know, no it's not." But kids aren't going to look at that like they're probably not using it for. I mean, most people that drink Gatorade probably aren't actual athletes, like let's be honest. Um but
See
like that
that
shit
that
works on kids, man.
that's where you go into the Socratic questioning. You don't tell them they're wrong. You ask questions to get them to prompt them to think. Like you just ask, like, okay, how is it better than Gatorade? How do you know that? Like,
It's
well,
well, here's the thing though, is like he's like 10. When I was
sure.
10, Sprite was like they had paired with NBA players like crazy. And all I wanted to do when I was a kid was play in the NBA. That was like my entire life was I wanted to play in the NBA. Spoiler alert, I'm poor. I didn't play in the NBA. I'm also white. I can't jump. I have no handle. And I got stuck at 5'11". So I'm not playing the
Almost.
NBA. I almost made it. I could have made it, god damn it. But so I drank a shitload of Sprite when I was a kid because I was like, well, shit, like Tracy McGrady's drinking it, and like all these people are drinking it, and I'm like, well, it must be good for playing basketball then. And I'd grab a Sprite in my basketball and I'd go up to the court and I'd shoot. So like it works on kids. I think when you get to our age, it works less because we're like, I don't give a shit if Drew Brees says it's good. Is it actually good? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, God, I don't even know. I listen to this podcast and they're pretty much brutally honest when it comes to like their and sponsorships and things like that. So they'll be like, "Hey, this podcast presented by AG Greens. Go get those greens because I've been taking it for years and it's so good, so great." But the second that contract falls, it's you don't hear about it again. You don't hear about them
Mhm.
talk about it organically. Like nobody's volunteering the information unless they're getting paid. So
Right. It's a very rare person that would only take on sponsorships that they actually use.
yeah,
So
yeah,
Speaking
like
of which, if like Rogue wants to sponsor us, like I use Rogue products and Adidas, there's various brands I'll
right.
take them.
and if Logan Paul wants to sponsor us, I'll start drinking Prime. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, for the right price. Everyone has a price.
Well, and I'm not even gonna say like Prime, like I'm using Prime just because it's kind of funny that it's come like a YouTube star turned boxer turned hated by the world because he recorded the dead dude, and then turned
Oh
fucking
yeah.
Prime salesman. Like he like I don't care like that's him, and I really do think that it might be overly like you could look at Bang energy drinks that have like 6,000 milligrams of caffeine in it, but people and the CEO looks like he's fucking on everyone. So
That guy looks like the CEO of Bang.
yeah,
Like
he
nobody
does.
has looked the part more than that guy ever. It's
No,
so good.
it, it makes you stand true. Like he's obviously drinking the product. Like that dude is running on Bang, no water. It's clear. So um, but
Close enough.
yeah. So I
Not what
drank.
plants crave, dude.
I used to drink Bang. Oh, and by the way, Celsius is causing liver and kidney failure for young adults too that drink it. So there's that. So the
Use Fahrenheit.
yeah, use
Fucking
the
metric.
heat.
Celsius got recalled over some dumb garbage, but that's old news. There's like a
Yeah,
big recall.
but I'm even trying to just say like broad scope here. Like energy drinks aren't good for you probably all the time, no matter what you're drinking. They're all pretty much the same bullshit in a can. Obviously, the caffeine content changes, but I've been a big fan of Ghost because I like the taste and I think that it does a
Those are
good
good.
job. And on those fucking, I mean, what they what I've heard that people do is take like 30 days off of caffeine and then you drink like a cup of coffee and it's like euphoric because you've built up like you let that tolerance kind of naturalize a little bit or neutralize I should say. So I don't know if that's I think right now a lot of people are becoming over caffeinated and they need all of the caffeine to get you. I think I read that it takes 400 milligrams of caffeine in a healthy adult for a day. So that's like what, almost 4 cups of coffee or one Bang energy drink. So there's that. I usually have a rock star that's about 240 milligrams. That gets me through the day, but I have no effect. Like I have no physical effect on it anymore. It's just more of a habit of me drinking it. So, but
I'm going to absolutely disgust you with my coffee habits then.
let me hear it.
For caffeine, like, okay, so a normal day is legitimately like wake up, cup of coffee, while I sit there in the morning, cup of coffee, sit down, start doing schoolwork or whatever I'm doing. About halfway through the day, I'll often grab an energy drink. Um, I mean, I don't know. I'm in the range of 400 to 600 a day pretty easily. Um, during like powerlifting meets, dude, I am an absolutely like disgusting human. um, I pretty much live off like candy, bagels, and caffeine. So like a powerlifting meet, like the morning of, it's at least one cup of coffee, and then it's like two energy drinks throughout the day. We're talking almost like, again, 600 to 800 on meet day. But people can handle like if
Dude,
you are an athlete. I will say if you are an athlete, you're doing powerlifting, you're doing strongman, you're doing, whatever, running, cycling, all these things, you can handle quite a bit of caffeine and see a huge surge in performance with it. I think a lot, and caffeine, of course, helps cognitively and things like that. There are huge advantages, but I can see where there's a problem where you have kids that don't understand what they're drinking, don't realize how much energy that they're gonna, what this caffeine's gonna do to them. And then they sit down and they play Fortnite and slam like three primes. So they're on like 600 milligrams of caffeine and they've been playing Fortnite for 10 hours and they like don't know which way is up anymore. Like I can see where that starts to plus, like, I don't know a lot about caffeine consumption in kids, but I feel like they should not do a lot because it is very like size dependent. So as a
Yeah,
200
right.
pound dude, I can drink more than a 100-pound kid
Well, it's
and not have an issue.
kind of like alcohol, right? It's I believe there's an absorption rate there or
Hmm.
something like that. But I had a question for you on going to lifts like that. That's your diet for the day. Like,
Uh, so not the whole day. I will eat like breakfast, right? I will try and eat a big breakfast. I'll try and get a ton of,
okay,
like whatever. Like I'll eat like eggs and like protein and carbs and the whole thing. Um, a lot of my I mean, it depends on the meet, right? A lot of my meets will start in the morning though. So I'm lifting by about 9 a.m. So I'll usually get up at like 5 or 6, eat a big breakfast, have my coffee, all that stuff. And then the rest of the day it's carbs. Um,
sure.
like
I
even as a diabetic person, like slamming carbs. I don't eat a ton during meet day. It just makes me feel gross. So I end up not eating a ton. But if I do, it's all carbs. You don't need anything else, and you don't want to slow down the absorption of the carbs into your system.
because it's
You
easiest to
want them
burn the
right
carbs.
now,
Yeah,
right? And you want them, yeah. You need them right now for those 9 lifts.
yeah.
So yeah, I
I,
mean,
was-
my
I
whole
was just
diet turns
curious.
into like candy and bagels.
I was just curious about that because if I were to like, I'm not going to like lifting meets, but I'm out in on my property splitting and cutting wood and all that. Like if I ate like that, I start getting jittery and I just feel weak. But I feel like this is more of an endurance thing than just lifting really heavy shit for a short amount of time.
Yeah, it's a different thing. I mean, because if you look at like endurance, running, cycling, different things like that, um, you do kind of want to start to have a little. I mean, you want the quick bursts, right? Which is why they make like
Right.
the quick little gels that you can slam while you're running and whatever. But you also kind of want that long,
Yeah.
stretched out release of carbs, and you want like a lot of food in your stomach over
The
a long
slow
time. Like,
digesting. Yeah.
right, right, because like I mean, yeah, over a powerlifting meet will be 6 to 8 hours. But you're doing
That
nine
sounds so
lifts.
fucking long to me, man. Like I don't know if I could last on bagels and candy. That's just
It's 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 wild though. I mean, and this is just what works for me. Some
yeah, it
people
works
I
for
see
you, man.
people, eating a ton of food, during their meets, but um adrenaline starts getting in the way and
I
you
just
don't really think about it. And
if I'm on hour 4 and I'm eating bread and candy, like I start craving fucking I need a fucking burger or something with meat in it that's gonna last a little longer. Cause like like what you said, you burn it right away and then you're just hungry again. Like it doesn't have that satiating over an extended period of time that,
Right.
that I tend to prefer, I guess. I just thought that was
Also,
interesting.
like, yeah, I mean, also it's a thing too, though, where like, A, you don't have time to like sit down and have a burger, right?
Right.
Um, but B, you don't want to feel sluggish, right? So if you eat like a big meal full of, like protein, it starts to really bog you down and like your body goes into digest mode. And I want my body in muscles mode, like
Right.
you need to be ready to pounce. So you kind of need that to like get through your gut, get out of your gut, and have your body be done and ready to lift. Those big maximal loads. And I think it is different too. I mean, the max lifts, yeah, it's a ton of energy, it's a ton of work, but it's not as like you're not burning as many calories as someone might think. Even though I am, again, it's lifting for hours and hours, and there's the warm up sets that you do between, for each lift. Um, but yeah, it's not like even like what we used to do in the gym years and years ago when we'd be there for hours and hours.
Yep.
It's even different from that because I might be able to sit down for 15 minutes between
Sure.
between disciplines. You get a few minutes between attempts, things like that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a whole new world, man. I would, someday you should come out. You should come out to one and hang out and see what it's about.
Yes,
It's a cool environment.
I intend to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I want to go back to what you said, Zach, about the like the kids and the aspect of them having caffeine and for their body size and whatnot. And in the article I was reading about this, the Prime Energy drink or whatever, it did say that, and obviously I'm sure we all know this, but when kids consume a lot of caffeine at a young age, they develop anxiety, like constant jitters, and then obviously the addiction aspect because caffeine is probably the first drug that they're introduced to, and then they become dependent on that, like adults do. So, um, I think that that's one of those things where it's like, ooh, we're really kind of fucking with some young people, and I don't know if that's great, obviously, but I also know that leads to depression and sad things like that, and then we have like even as an adult when you're constantly consuming caffeine, you have work issues. You become irritable. You have lash outs, and then work alone. I mean, Rick, we talked about this before. We have low morale where we're working, and it seems like it's just this constant thing until you get to the end of the finish line, and then you fucking either have a stroke and die, or you just die, or you hate your wife, your life, and everything in between. So it's kind of gets dark and gloomy pretty quick just based on that one Prime Energy drink. So thanks,
Well,
Logan Paul.
well, with the work aspect of it, I would say people, you know, you're asking a lot of people to, you know, where you work in typical manufacturing or any operation that runs 24 hours a day. You need a night shift. You need, and so people depend on this type of thing to be alert and to do the tasks they need to do while they're working overnights. And like the abuse, like you said, the health aspects of it and the abuse your body takes over time doing that uh can lead, if you're doing that to yourself and you're getting diminishing returns from, you're seeing it on your paychecks or like you said, personal life, you start your relationship falls apart, like morale tends to suffer from that, and uh it can get really frustrating with that aspect of it too.
Yeah, yeah. And I think too, even if we just separate and this is kind of a bigger topic too that I think Rick and I discussed at work the other day, but if we kind of like again take an outside look at the average American workday and what's really happening outside of the caffeine conversation we're having, but I mean we have this life structure, and I think Rick, you can probably speak more to it because I'm kind of trying to think about exactly what we talked about. Obviously, we have this Monday through Friday setup, and where Rick and I work, we have the option to, or most people have the option to work a certain kind of crewing schedule where they're working, let's say, 2 days on, 3 days off, 3 days on, 2 days off type thing. We call it for a crew or whatever. So It's 12-hour shifts, but you have time off during the week, and you can kind of spend time that way. It's shift work, but oh Jesus, someone's calling me. Um, but it's almost like I was walking into work the other day, and I was just looking at the fucking bright blue sky, hearing the birds and things like that. I'm like, God, what the hell am I doing? What can I do that'll be enough so I don't have to like worry about where my next meal is going to come from, but also like enjoy life to the as max as I can. Because that's probably I think everybody struggles with this too. I mean, you have the 9 to 5 job, you get home by 6 o'clock at night, you have dinner, you watch TV, you go to bed, you rinse and repeat Monday through Friday, and then it's Saturday, you get drunk, Sunday you're recovering, Monday you're back on the grind. That's a
Right.
typical week for me, I would say, with my friends and whatnot. So then you look at the go ahead, Rick.
Well, so I think as time progresses and you get like you hear about all these people in charge that make questionable decisions, I'll say. Um it it is a bigger and bigger realization among working people that uh you're in a losing uh battle here. You're not going to come out a fucking millionaire at the end. You're not going to fucking you're not going to be one of the elite ever, right? You're not going to make what the fucking CEO makes or whoever else makes. And so like you said, I don't it tends to be the case among people where they say I don't want to play this game anymore. What can I do to just live comfortably and spend my time the way I want to rather than going to the grind? Because that's what so many fucking older people say is like, oh, no one wants to work anymore, this, that, and the other. It's like no one wants to work because it's a losing proposition. You're not gonna fucking come out the way your parents did, typically, right? You're you're not gonna fucking own a house on a single person's income and the other person's gonna be able to stay home and do whatever. Like, no, it takes two incomes and it takes fucking scrimping and saving, and even then that sometimes that's not enough. It's not it's it's less and less worth it over time, so people are less and less inclined to want to do it. So that's the fucking rub.
Yeah, I think I was talking to my wife about like we were having a bunch of talks, I guess, before I got in here and came on. But one of the things, and I've said it like a bunch, probably to a bunch of people, but I don't think I've talked about it on here before, is like the system, like the system we're in is bad. Like capitalism isn't really working at this point. It's been kind of jerry-rigged and like it works against us. But I think like I kind of think about like my personal situation, right? And I'm pretty fortunate, I'll say, in the grand scheme of things. Like I grew up in like a house with like good, hardworking, supportive parents that, loved me and my brothers, and like we never really wanted for anything. Um, like we were pretty middle class, and even when we were like in the dumps, we weren't like these low class, like slummy people. We were never homeless, we never went hungry, whatever. But, thinking my situation, now even still, it's like I had just to survive and just to reach like the modest level of like I would like to drive a decent car, own a decent house, and maybe be able to afford to have a couple of hobbies. Um, like I got to go back to school. I had to go get an engineering degree just to kind of make it. And I think it's interesting because the line and the goalposts move, right? I think we'd all agree the goalposts move on this, but the line is always, well, just work really hard, right? And I will tell you, I don't know, I'm not going to turn this into a rant, but I could, like, because that irritates the shit out of me when people say, well, you just have to work hard. Because I would have dared anyone to come with me to my, I was a telemarketer. Come with me to that job. Tell me I didn't work hard. Then I worked making
MCon,
concrete block. Like, tell me that when I went to make concrete block for like 4.5 years, tell me I didn't work hard there. You
stacking
know,
block for 12 hours a day. Yep.
yeah, stack a block, trying to learn everything I can, covered in grease and dust and just disgusting and dripping sweat in the
Yep.
heat of the summer and freezing cold in the winter. Tell me that wasn't hard work. And then I go to like do injection molding and do plastics. Man, I was running 3, 4 machines by myself. Tell me that's not hard work. And then I finally get to where I'm, blending chemicals. And I made sure I was the fastest guy out there. I walked in every day trying to make sure like I'm going to blend more shit than everyone else. I'm going to package more shit than everyone else. I'm going to close out more work orders than everyone else. I'm going to learn more than everyone else. And it still didn't happen, So I think, yeah, I think there was a time where, sure, like my buddy has his dad, like stocked shelves at Rainbow Foods when that existed. I think Rainbow Foods is gone completely now, but that was his career, man. He stocked shelves and he had a great life. He owns a house, he's got motorcycles and he's got ATVs and some stuff, and he's good. He's good. Um, but but his son, my buddy, had to go get an engineering degree to just to
Right.
make it by, just to have the same level of stuff. So I mean, yeah, like it does take hard work, but it's not the same thing where like you can go to a company, start at the bottom, work there for 50 years, you retire at the top with your gold watch, you walk out the door and you drive your Corvette home that you bought, with your pension money.
Right.
Like
The
that's
what
entirely a myth now.
what I would say is it takes a lot more than just hard work. You need to be also incredibly lucky
Yeah.
and right place, right time, all of that shit. And like you said about capitalism earlier, a little bit ago, we're in like the ultimate sort of the end game of capitalism, where this is how it gets played out. Capitalism, you want to make products for the least amount of money and sell them for the most amount of money. And in order to make them for the least amount of money, you need to pay people as the least that you can to get it made. And it gets to the point where the people get paid so little they can't buy the products you're fucking making.
Yeah.
So that's where it fucking ends. That's where it's like, okay, this isn't working anymore. Now what? You
Oh,
know, like
capitalism it's that snake that eats its tail. It's the Ouroboros, right? It eats its
yeah,
own tail kind of thing. But this isn't a story of like recreation. This is a story of like there's eventually no
consumption.
more snake. Yeah,
Yep.
it's just because I mean, yeah, you have that issue. But then you have companies buying other companies, right? So like all of a sudden you have all these companies come up and the biggest one just starts buying them all and all their competition goes away. So
Right.
competition, like the big main driving point of capitalism, just kind of poof, it just
Yep.
kind of goes away. And then what? Now we all
Even
buy shit from Amazon.
even like what you said, like just buying a fucking house. Like companies are buying houses now and
Yeah.
renting them out. And it's like that drives the fucking prices up. So a normal person can't just buy a fucking house anymore. Or it
Yeah.
gets
Yeah.
exceedingly difficult to do. I mean, you and I are lucky, and you and I and Eric are all lucky that we were able to fucking snag up a house before that happens. But if there will come a time where you won't be able to buy a fucking house anymore, it will be
Yeah.
out of reach for most people.
Yeah. Well, dude, like I mean half a million dollar house now. I mean, admittedly, like I live in the cities. Stuff is really I know it's expensive everywhere, but I live in the cities. It's pretty expensive. And like a $500,000 house now is like not too much nicer than like what I would have grown up in for like $100,000. I think
Right,
so I looked up like my childhood house, which was like it was fine, right? 5 people lived there, split level house. We all had our own bedrooms for them. Like it was fine. It was a good house. Um, and I think it last sold for about 90 grand in like 2009. It was like a $90,000 house. And now
oof,
it's valued like for the tax value, which I think the tax value always kind of undervalues what you can sell it for, right?
yep,
It's still valued like for tax purposes at over 200,000.
Jesus,
So it's like that house that I grew up in, which was a okay house, cost as much now as the house that my dad built like many years ago out um up in like Albany or whatever there. He built that house, huge, beautiful house with like tons of bedrooms and bathrooms and all sorts of cool shit. Uh, like they're the same price. A meh house from 2009 and a super nice house from like a few years later than that. Yeah, it's just I don't know, it's wild. It's really wild to me that this is like what it's come to, you know? Like the idea that Airbnb was gonna like butt dumpster the whole housing market for everyone is like, man, I didn't have that on my bingo card at all.
Right?
Yeah, there's no such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism. So we just keep doing this. We're just gonna keep running in this hamster wheel. But I mean, like on the other end of it, I guess if we're gonna try and lighten the mood a little bit, is like the way I see it, like with the morale thing. Eric was kind of saying you get stuck in your endless loop of like go to work, come home, do some dishes. Uh, if you have enough energy, maybe you get to fuck your wife, and then you go to bed, then you wake up and you go to work, and so on and so forth. You get drunk on the weekends and you watch football on Sunday, and then you go to work on Monday and you talk about how like the Vikings lost again because they fucking suck. Or you talk about how the Saints lost because you're a Saints fan and you lost Drew Brees and now you just cry every Sunday during football season. Um, yeah, I'm in this picture and I don't like it. But like I think there's part of it is like we're not like you have to go through that just to have like your basic needs met, right? Like food, water, shelter, medicine. We're not reaching high enough on that hierarchy, on like Maslow's hierarchy to like truly live. And I think that's why people are pissed off is they thought we would reach like this self-actualization level of the pyramid and we never do, you know. So I think like but I think there's a way to reach that self-actualization level of the pyramid without selling your body to a giant corporation. You know what I'm saying? Which also,
Yeah.
by the way, like if you sell your body to a giant corporation, you're a manufacturing guy, do not give shit to people on OnlyFans because I would way rather show my dick to some people for money than sell it to fucking Amazon.
Right?
Nobody's gonna buy my OnlyFans, but yeah, might be worth a shot at some point. I got student loans to pay, dude.
Do you remember? I've often thought about that too, shaving my knuckle hair on my toes. But no, I was gonna say they. Did
Keep
you
it
guys
on, baby.
step in that oatmeal? Now,
Mm.
did you guys remember back in
Ah,
like maybe it was a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now, that OnlyFans said no more pornography on OnlyFans,
For like 2 days.
and they were like,
yep.
"Wait a
And they were
minute,
like,
all right."
yeah, like, no,
Yeah.
time out. That's our entire platform. Whoops.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
That
like,
was
oh
it.
yeah,
I remember it, man. A ton of people. There was like some other server. They're like, I'm moving all my stuff over here, and I'm like, guess I need a new subscription.
yeah. Be like, all
Yeah.
right, here's another $5. Goddamn,
Yeah,
a free
fucking
trial.
a.
Oh, there is still pork rub.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, pork rub is notorious for having not so great things on there, like trafficking. Not necessarily child porn, but like trafficking, making vulnerable adults do things that they don't want to do. Mia Khalifa wasn't
Yeah,
getting paid enough. That whole shtick, It's
you
like,
got to be
well,
careful what you search when you open that search box in there, man. You got to be careful what you type in there because like you can be not proud coming out the other end of that. It's never a proud moment once you stand there. There's like a bunch of cum in the sink and you got to like wash it down. You're just like ashamed. So it's never fun anyway, but it's like extra not fun when you're like scrolling by some weird shit that you know is just not like above, above the surface there. Like, oh, I
Somebody
found the
else
bad
talk.
shit. Yeah, this is literally someone's sister. Whoops.
well,
I found that one. I found the Alabama Blamba version.
whoa, Black Betty. Now, I would say that um, there's but that also ties in. I think we've talked about it on like one of the first podcasts that we had, but we got to live stream the fucking Red Dead Redemption thing that we got to do.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
I
that'll just
downloaded
be
it.
a live stream of me pissing my fucking pants laughing. I was playing it the other day. I was playing it again recently, man. That I forgot. I had not played that game in a while. Oh my God, I forgot. First of all, Arthur Morgan is one of like the finest like video game characters. Like that is so all these people. Here's the problem with kids. God damn it. Here's the problem with kids these days. They're playing Fortnite. They got no role models in that game because they're just like these stupid little avatars dancing, doing their stupid fucking dances. The young, I'm gonna go Andrew Tate. The young men, what they need. Just kidding. Fuck Andrew Tate. Don't sponsor the podcast. Go to prison. You're a piece of shit. Um, but what people need, like, is a good role model, right? Like they're always looking for a good role model, and then they find Andrew Tate, or they find Ben Shapiro, or like a lot of these idiots. Find Arthur Morgan.
Find
Come
Zach
on, find
playing as
find
Arthur
Zach.
Morgan.
Yeah, find me playing as Arthur Morgan. I can only play high honor playthroughs. Have either of you finished that game? Like finished the main story of the game?
Yeah,
I have not.
I
Okay.
am.
Well, no spoilers then. God damn, go finish the fucking game. It is finish a high honor playthrough of the game. I'm serious. Like it is an experience. Like god damn it. It
I
is the most well-written shit I think I've seen in a long time.
it definitely was one of the best games I played in a while. But when it came out, I was so fucking excited to play it that I just kind of ran through it and got to the end right away. So I didn't really have the opportunity to do the high honor shit. And I know there's 3 different ways that it ends too. So or
Four.
maybe
There's a four.
4.
There's
I
four.
knew there was 4. Damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's high honor, low honor, and then there's an option kind of during the last stretch of game to do one thing or the other. So that as a but it's yeah, so like I did the same thing though. And my wife got the game because she heard it was going to be really good and she bought it for her. And I was like, I'll play it at some point. Sure, I don't know what this is all about. And I watched her play it for a little bit and I was like, okay, that looks cool. Like yeehaw Skyrim, right? Like just cowboy Skyrim. And so then I started playing it and like, holy fucking shit. I don't know how you could play that game and not fall in love with Arthur Morgan. That guy is like he's the most legit dude. I ran around, I don't know. Yeah, we got to live stream it, but I ran around last time like just insulting people and like getting in fist fights and like complimenting other people and like just getting drunk and like running around because I think it's funny. A
I
great game. Spectacular.
Dude, the last time we played, we just spent the whole time at the bar getting drunk and
And then
dying and
getting in fist
respawning,
fights.
and then I'd throw your own fucking dead body at you. That's all we
Yeah,
did.
we kept yeah, like I put your body on the bar, I remember, and just sat there and waited for you to come back and shit. It's spectacular. Eric, you're not ready for what me and Rick are gonna do. You're not
which
ready.
I have one gripe with it, and I think it's the storyline or whatever. So you'll set up camp wherever you get this thing, and you got Dutch there, and then you have
Dutch.
but then they're like, by the way, we got to go to Mayberry across the map, and then we got to fucking ride the fucking. I'll turn it down, Rick. We got to ride the fucking horses for 7 goddamn minutes, and we get there. Wait a minute, Mayberry 2, which is on the other side of the map. Get on, baby. Things like that. So that kind of shit, it fucking drives me nuts because it's like, guys, come on. I don't want to fucking ride a fake horse for 6 hours just to get shot in the fucking head.
My wife has the same gripe, and I tell you, just chill out. Like you
Oh,
gotta like it's designed if you play the game slow, it's like designed to play slow. You're supposed to like go out and go hunting and like
yeah,
fishing and
yeah.
like set up a camp and hang out, like go get a meal at the bar in the morning and like go get in a fist fight in the afternoon and then go like
Eric's
whatever.
just like,
Like
wow, let's fucking go.
yeah, dude, he just fucking straight up does old timey heroin and fucking sends it. Just
well,
fucking
that's
lick the stamp.
well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Though, is like the first time I played through, I was like, come on, come on, give me it all. And then now it's like, well, I could go back in time and probably fucking, milk that cow or fucking shoot that maid or whatever, get my money back. And then you have these fucking but these others goddamn side quests too, where you gotta go fishing with the little kid. It's like, dude, I just want to fucking stab your ear and then like go ride my horse somewhere else again. But anyway, no, it's a good game. I love that game. I think it's shit that it didn't get Game of the Year. I think that the
Yeah.
fact that God of War got Game of the Year that year sucks ass.
All
Rick,
right.
So I was really
second.
pulling for it. Yeah, I got second to a dude. Oh,
You
Second to
haven't
First
played it.
Loser.
Shut the fuck up.
it got yeah, because it's unplayable and it sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
I played them both. But I
Me
will
too.
say, like, I played God of War through once, and then I did a bunch of the side stuff, and I'm on my third Red Dead Redemption playthrough.
Thank you.
So
That's all you need to say.
there is that. But
And Lego
also,
Star Wars.
no, all the Lego shit sucks.
I know.
It doesn't have to. Why does it have to be Legos? Come on.
Because the
Fucking
animation's
Legos.
easier.
Well, dude, I don't know, man. Like everyone likes, Minecraft. The children
Oh my-
yearn for the mines, dude.
Dude, fuck Minecraft. Fuck Minecraft. I'll say it 3 more fucking times. That and Farming Simulator and Goat Simulator and fucking now Mechanics
Throwback to
Simulator.
episode 1.
Yeah, man. Fuck all of those goddamn simulators. If you want to farm, throw a tomato plant in the fucking backyard. Watch it grow. You want more of it? Buy land. Put some more down.
Dude, you
Now,
can't afford land. That's from the fucking talk we had earlier. You
Yeah,
have to have
we
a
already went over
simulator.
this. Nobody can buy it.
Live in your fucking mud hut with your goddamn computer that's on lease, and then you can simulate what it's like to have a normal life with fucking money and shit.
Dude,
No,
I want HR simulator. I want to do Eric's job, but in a simulator on a video
Oh,
game. I gotta
dude.
like do paperwork and like interview people and shit, like deal with like workplace disputes, but in a simulator.
That actually wouldn't be a bad game. But
I'd play it. I'm serious. I'll fucking play that shit. Like I'm on my little real computer, but in the game I'm in a little fake computer writing up like a workplace injury report. I gotta like deal with insurance.
Only if you can go GTA on someone.
see,
Yeah,
that's the
only if
thing.
you can. Well, someone would mod that in, right? Like some PC player would like mod in where you could like throw hands with your employees. Like you'd be like, like throw a fucking rock at them, throw a stapler. Fuck you.
Yeah, man. But no, Minecraft can go to hell though too, because it's like, what the fuck? What is that, man? What the fuck are we doing?
You build I'm telling you, the children yearn for the mines. That's why they like it. We got rid of child like labor, and all these kids don't have any mines to go to now. Now they need to mine something. So we gave them Minecraft.
The future's coming.
Just in time for the right to get rid of child labor laws and bring them back to the fucking mines. They'll be practiced. They'll know what they're doing down there, God damn it.
Yeah, man, but Minecraft fucking sucks though. It does. It does.
It's because you
You got
don't yearn for the mines. You grew out of it.
You got these people
It's
fucking
like-
building 10-year palaces in a game that's been out for fucking 20 almost. It just sucks.
Yeah, but it looks cool. Like some people, like this one dude built like the whole galaxy. Like it's fucking cool.
Somebody built a
Dude,
fucking
Dude's
computer.
like on the spectrum. Dude's on the spectrum as fuck. But like he made the whole galaxy. People make
Yeah.
like the Death Star and shit, like a real to size replica of the goddamn thing. They fly it around or whatever. I don't know what you do in that game.
See, that's the thing. It's like they build these fucking beautiful things. It's like, okay, good job. Now what can you do? Do you feel good about it? You know what I mean? Rick, why
Yeah,
you
I
looking at me
would.
like that?
Because that's every video game, you fucker.
No, it's not.
That's
This
every video game.
Team.
This game's so boring. They had to make their own shit. They had to say, "Oh my god, this game sucks. I'm going to mine for 18 hours and get black stone so I can build the Death Star and feel good about it."
Dude, some people like to explore and build shit. That's the way they like to play their games.
Dude, that's okay. So we all know how the pyramids were made then, right? Everyone had all this time in their hand in mining. They were just like, you know what? I'm just going to build a giant triangle. That's how that
fucking
happened.
dumb.
Yeah,
Damn
that's
it.
what people. That's what people want. We just want to mine stuff. You need to give it like we're all just ants. What do ants do? They just dig these cool little tunnels and
Hey.
like, fuck yeah, bro.
I'm an uncle.
I'm Zach.
And that's the podcast. Hey, no, I'm just kidding. You guys want to cut it there or no?
No, let's. I don't know. I don't give a goddamn. I'm rolling. I'm all hyped up for my my salami intro.
Well,
Salami mommies. It's gonna catch on. It's gonna be a
I,
thing.
salami mummies, where the areola is just too big. No, I know you guys wanted to talk about some other stuff. Baloney barbs. Now, uh,
That's the trailer park version. So it's
yeah.
not a salami mommy. It's the trailer park version.
Jeez, you got the sausage
Barb's a
sisters.
trailery name.
Okay,
Barb. No,
Barb.
dude, that's an HR name. Do you work only with people who are named Barb?
That's
Like
funny.
exclusively?
I do know a lady named Barb, and she works in accounting.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
She's
I
really
believe
nice
that.
though.
Well, I believe
Super
that
nice.
too.
Yeah.
She has to be nice. Her name's Barb. She has, barbed wire. She has to fucking tell people,
Barbs are
make
pokey.
people believe that there's more to her than just being pokey bits. I don't know. Fucking words. Anyway, you talk now, Eric.
Uh, no, I don't know. I think that no, yeah. So Prime Energy drink. Why do we love it? Why do we hate it? No. Now I'm gonna watch this new docu series called Quarterback coming out today. It came out today, Wednesday, July 12th, 2023. Kirk Cousins is featured in it. So is the other
Kirk
guy that
Matthews.
sounds like Kermit the Frog, and the other guy that sounds like his last name's Yoda. So that's that, and that's gonna be fun.
That
Zach, are
would
you
be
interested in
Patrick
that?
Mahomes.
Yeah. I tell you what, we got a great team here. Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, but you've seen him play football. I don't give a shit what his voice sounds like.
Dude, he's a fucking
That dude
killer. And
is
his
a
brother's
fucking
committing sexual assault.
stud.
Could you imagine that
Yeah,
guy barking out plays to you in the fucking field?
it's very
Why?
funny.
Yeah, dude,
It's very
it happened.
funny.
Couldn't hear
It's
it
good.
over the laughter.
They they added in his incomplete pass move in the new Madden. So in the Super Bowl when he was getting his ass kicked because his O line sucked and he dove and
Yeah,
threw it and it was like a perfect spiral, but the receiver dropped it in the end zone. They're adding that
yeah,
in Madden.
Does
that's
he drop it
amazing.
every time?
Well, here's what I think. I think it's gonna be abused like a motherfucker, like back in the day where you just run the cheat play and Madden didn't give a
Oh
fuck
yeah,
and they wouldn't fix it. And you just bomb it deep every time Tyreek Hill. It's gonna be that.
oh yeah,
It's gonna be
oh
that.
yeah, dude. That's the thing that's not fun about games like that. About like a lot of sports games is you can always find a way to cherry pick. Like in Madden, like yeah, there's always a trick. It's like, oh, you run this specific play and you like motion this guy over here, and then it's
Yeah.
just a touchdown every time. Like, or I remember it was NBA, like I think it was 2K. Ah, shit, 2K, like I don't know, it was Michael Jordan edition. I think it was 2K11. What you could do is you could just run to the other side of the court. You take one guy and you run him to the offensive side of the court while everyone's playing defense. They grab the rebound, they huck it down to you, and there's no defenders, and you just dunk it. And you get like 100 fucking points that game. Like that one player would have like 100 goddamn points, and it would be you'd win every game. So like there's all those little cherry picking shits. Like in a lot of racing games, you can like bully the fucking AI off the racing line like nothing. Just dive bomb them from like a fucking mile back. Like fucking lick the stamp and send it, boy. Honey badgers in town.
Yeah. I will say though, if I know a lot of people that respect the game of Madden, they try to make it as like realistic as you can, as like a person that's just picking it up like casually. So I've noticed that when I'm online playing against somebody else, some Randall Calrissian, and I'll be playing the game, and if it's fourth down and it's like before the 50-yard line, I'll punt it. Right? I'm like, okay, I
Sure.
get it. I ate shit this drive. Your defense was better. You knew what you were doing. You controlled your person. Um, but then you get these cunts that are like, I'm gonna onside kick it the first fucking kickoff of the game. I don't get it. I'm quitting because I didn't get the
Yeah.
ball or or it's their fourth down. They do go for it on 4th and 20 on their own 20-yard line. They don't get it, and I run it in as a touchdown the next play, and then they fucking quit. Like they have no respect for the game. So those kind of people kind of suck. But I would imagine those are the younger people, and I think I'm outgrowing the game a little bit. It's kind of sad, but so I don't know. It all
Gotta
depends
be
on
a
who you play.
ranking system. There's gotta be a ranking system. So iRacing is like a racing sim. It's super highly respected. It's like one of the more realistic sims that you can drive. And they
Sure.
have a ranking system in there, right? So if you get in a crash, there's like a point system. You get deducted. If you are running wide, you're running off track, like outside of track limits, you get points deductions for different safeties. And you need to work through like you can only drive people at like with people at a similar level, and you have to work through these different licenses to get to the faster and faster cars. So, I mean, you start at the bottom with like the shittiest available cars in the shittiest racing like series. If you want to get and drive, the Formula One cars, the GT3 cars, the LMP cars, you got to do good, right? And like the F1 game is trying to institute something like that. And I don't know how Madden could do that. I guess you could like if you quit out, you get deducted or shit like that. But yeah, like there's got to be a way to stop people from just like, oh look, it's fourth quarter and it's counting down 3, 2, 1, but I'm just gonna quit so that I don't lose. Like shit like that.
Yeah, and they do certainly do something similar to that. Oh shit, my sister's calling me. They do something similar to that where
New
it's
guest
if
on
you
podcast.
yeah, if you do cancel the game, like a lot of people do that. Like you're taking a knee, you're like, okay, I'm on the 1 yard line. I could easily score a touchdown, run up the score, but I'm just gonna take a knee. They'll pause it or take a timeout, pause it, quit with 1 second left, and all your stats get eliminated. And you had a good game, but they still get the loss, but your stats for the game go away. So it doesn't
It's
kind of
ass.
count. So that does
That's
suck.
ass.
And they do a form of skill based playing. I will have to say that. Because like when you're doing really well, all of a sudden you get like somebody that just kicks your fucking ass, and then it kind of like humbles you a little bit. Then you go back down to the lower ranks, you work back up, and it's just kind of so yeah. But it's a good game, I think, more fun.
I've never really played online. I've only played against people. I mean, and I think I raced online like a couple of times. Sim racing, I'm gonna get back into that at some point. It's fun. I like driving cars fast. It's
Yeah.
good.
Do you have a wheel or do you just what do you do?
I do have a wheel. I'm full blown nerd. My wife bought me a really nice wheel for my birthday actually, because I had one when I was a kid, and I was talking about how much I liked that. And yeah, so I got a wheel, play some play some racing games on that and try and pretend like I'm an actual race car driver when in reality I don't think I'm very fast. I don't know. I'd be curious to see if I can do it at all in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like put me in like a not a race car, but like put me in something reasonably fast and see if I can even do it. Like, because
Sure.
I have a feeling I can't. I think I'm putting it in the wall. Like, or I'm gonna
Yeah.
shit my pants.
Yeah, man, that shit's spooky. I couldn't fucking handle it. Um,
It's I've driven a couple of fast things and I've driven on a track before. Um, but yeah. Yeah, there's a few situations that I think I would Puma pants. Have to wear my Puma pants. Puma brand sponsor the podcast.
yeah, yeah. Well, gentlemen, this is a good place to stop, I think. I certainly think we had a well-rounded conversation. Also, my phone's getting blown up right now, so I kind of got to go. It's been nice talking to you guys again. Outro music will be queued probably coming up in like 15 seconds, but I just wanted to ask you guys any last thoughts, any kind of criticisms, concerns, comments?
It's better to come in the sink than to sink in the cum. And please like, rate, subscribe, and send us emails with feedback.
Yes, please. Podcastagainstthegrain@gmail.com. Rick?
That's like trying to follow up Freebird. I can't do it. So
Alrighty.
Zach wins.
Gotcha.
Well, that's good. But we'll see you guys probably in 2 weeks, unless something huge happens, or if we have more topics we want to talk about, maybe we'll jump on next week. But we'll see what happens, and thanks for stopping in.
Church sign off.